Hi Libra, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time. My name is Coach Liz. So Libra, I'm going to be doing a reading just for you. Now, it's still a general reading, so be aware that it may or may not resonate. So don't force the shoe to fit. There will be more readings to come. Now, I am still doing the 30-minute free reading giveaway, Libra. So listen out. I'm going to tell you what to type in the comments so that you can enter the giveaway. And hello to my new subscribers. Thank you for joining the team. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. I truly appreciate your support. And let's get into your message, Libra. So before I started the video, I did meditate on your energy a little bit. And we got boundaries and hammer energy. Now, I also picked out a crystal. So I feel like relationships are really at the forefront right now in your energy. Like there's either you're building a relationship or there's a relationship or a connection that's taken shape, but I feel like you're needing to set certain boundaries, right? Or I feel like you're needing to set boundaries because I don't know if this is like a situationship and you're ready to take things to a higher level of commitment. So either the situationship needs to end or you're wanting to end the form that this connection has taken, right? Like I feel like there is a deep bond between you and a particular person. And I feel like you guys have been building and connecting, and the chemistry between you guys is like out of this world. Like it's just fiery between the two of you. You could have been friends, like you could have known each other for a while, but I feel like now you're at a point where your intuition is telling you that it's time to either solidify this connection or there are some boundaries that need to be set in place, right? So that you don't get led astray, right? So that you know where you're heading or where you're headed. You're also not trying to be tangled up in a fragile situation, right? You want something to be solid. You want something to be long lasting. Like you're in it for the longevity. You're not here just for the fun of it. So that situation is just not gonna work for you anymore. So I feel like you're setting boundaries right now. You're trying to build something that's going to be stable, right? So you're not wanting to feed into something that is not going to give that energy back to you. So, all right, Libra, let's pull some tarot. Let's look at what this is, get a little bit more information as to what you have going on. So I do feel, like I said, this is related to like relationships or connections, friendships, possibly even family, right? So I think you're just kind of like reviewing where you at or where you stand within a connection. Like I feel like you're at a point where you're ready for it to take a different shape. You see how he's hammering this piece of like metal, or he's changing the shape of it. But I feel like even though there's like the relationship may be changing like in shape or in the dynamic of it, I feel like it's still something that's very solid and it could be durable, right? Like I feel like this connection could stand the test of time, right? Because of how sturdy it is. Maybe you guys, because it did start on a friendship level, you and your person got to really learn each other on that level, right? Like you guys got to learn each other without the pressure of a relationship, right? Or like putting a title on the connection. I feel like you and your person may have known actually each other from maybe hanging around the same people, being in the same town, growing up in the same area. But now it's like you've kind of taken it past the friendship level. You could have even connected with this person, physically, right? Like you guys kind of did, y'all are grown ass people. So y'all took it, a little bit further than just the friendship. And now it's like, okay, what are we doing here, right? Like we've passed that phase, that now it's time to, yeah, like the Wheel of Fortune. Now it's time to it's a turning point. It's pretty much like a turning point in your connection. And I just saw 333 on the timer, so you could be seeing those numbers. All right. Spirit, what messages do you have for the Libra? Can you tell us a little bit more? Yeah, see, your intuition. I feel like you're following your intuition. It's like, even if this person were to decide not to want to take things to the next level or solidify the connection between the two of you, I feel like you are, regardless of what your person is wanting to do, you understand that boundaries are necessary at this time. And I feel like that's because your intuition has been telling you, and if you ignore it, if you ignore what your intuition has been screaming at you, it's going to bother you, right? It's going to pull away from your energy. And I feel like I'm talking to a person who is very well grounded, well centered, who knows what they want. They understand their self-worth. They're self-aware, your value, and you're not willing to settle for anything, regardless if you've known this person for years or not, right? Regardless of the amount of time and effort you may have poured into this person. I feel like you're someone who is, I was going to say divine feminine, right? You're someone who is okay with walking away from things that don't serve your higher self, right? Especially if it's throwing your intuition or throwing you out of alignment within yourself. You're okay with walking away and starting elsewhere. Even if you don't go with someone else, you're okay with being by yourself or doing things on your own, and being open to receiving the next person that is going to see your value, right? That is going to see what you offer. And yeah, I just feel like you're just not ignoring. Like you're not going to ignore your intuition just because you know this person, or you guys have been connecting, or their chemistry is just, so deep. You're like, okay, and now what? I'm hearing like, okay, now what? This is cute or whatever, but now what? Now where do we go? What message do you have for the Libra? With Six of Swords. So you or your person could be talking about travel. I'm seeing a passport here, so you could have travel coming up, or you and your person could be at a distance from each other as well. I feel like you are there's an energy of movement, right? I feel like like I said, you're ready to move forward. You're ready to come out of the choppy waters, like not knowing where you stand with this person, or just that emotional instability of not knowing whether you guys are headed in the same direction when it comes to your emotions, right? When it comes to the I was going to say, when it comes to the romanticism. I don't know why I was going to say that, but maybe that's one thing. Maybe that's you're wanting to be romanced. You're wanting to be poured into, and that's what I feel like you've expressed to your person. I feel like that's what um you've not necessarily like written out a list and handed it to your person of the things that you would like or want in a connection or a relationship, but I do feel like you have your own list of things that you're like, okay, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I'm not willing to settle for, and this is what and this is what and this is basically, this is what I want. And I feel like your energy, right? Because you are someone who is very, like, what you want, your worth, right? I feel like this makes your person um I'm getting like this little nervous. Maybe your person has never experienced this type of connection before, and I feel like with the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck, they're like wanting to take this risk because although it could be risky, right? And I feel like love can be a risk, of course. You just don't know how, the relationship might turn out. But it can turn out, to be the best relationship you've ever had and bring you a lot of happiness, or it can just be a lesson. It's not, I don't feel like it's ever a loss, to be completely honest, especially if you're approaching the connection knowing that you are confident in your own, in abilities of listening to your own intuition, your own discernment. So I feel like you're just ready to come out of this, like the choppy waters with this connection. You're ready to take a risk, you're ready to move forward. You're ready to have some fun with this person, like explore the world with this person. But I feel like they've, again, heavy on the boundaries, 9 of Wands. I don't know if this person has their guard up, like they're having a difficult time moving away from their own guard, like their own wall that they've built to protect themselves. Maybe you're connecting to someone who's been um in difficult situations. Maybe they found themselves in relationships that didn't leave a good like taste in their mouth. Maybe very fragile situations where they were used, and or they would pour into something only for things to just not turn out how they wanted, or things for them to just be blown away, like they were nothing, right? Like they were just used and abused and then tossed away once people were, done playing with them or done using them. But I feel like with this person, it's like you both appreciate how you can be so like playful with each other, right? It's kind of like you guys both have this real, like you guys, when you come together, you have this playful energy. Like you can just sit in the same room, and I'm seeing two people like play, I don't know, playing cards or like pulling out board game after board game because of how much fun you guys have with each other. It's like you don't have to go out and do too much to enjoy. You see the kites? I feel like with this person, they just bring the inner child out of you. Like you could be also someone that your person could tell you like you're very pretty, or your person could be very handsome. Some of you can have children as well. So maybe that could be something that um makes your person wonder if this is something that they are ready to jump into with you, right? Like if someone has children, or if you both have children and you're bringing, you're mixing your families together, this could be something that could, have your person in their head, or wondering if this is a risk that they're ready to take, to take on. Let me get some more for the Libra. The Sun. So for some of you, heavy on the children, if you could be pregnant right now, or wanting to get pregnant. But I feel like things are getting ready to move forward with this connection, because you're going from the Six of Swords into, to the Sun. And the Sun to me is like the happiest, most exciting card in every tarot deck that I have or see, right? It's like complete fulfillment, abundance, brighter days ahead. And I just feel like there's an energy of like a youthful energy, right? Like you're like this, when if you and your person are at a distance, it just feels like you just bring this brightness to this person's life. Like you're their happy moment when they get to talk to you, or they get to be around you. For some of you, you could be traveling to like a very sunny place, maybe an island or somewhere hot. Look, there's heavy travel. heavy travel. So you could be planning an adventure. And this is also like that energy that I feel like you and your person feel between, with each other. It's like maybe both of you have this desire to explore, right? Maybe you two like to travel, and travel is what brings you guys together. You could have also met this person while you were on travel, or while you guys were traveling. I feel like you guys are also like making plans of the things that you guys want to do together, of like the things that you want to explore together, the things that you want to experience together. It says adventure awaits. So it's just this, again, this playful and fun energy between the two of you. But I'm getting, like I said, either a situationship or a friendship, and it's like it's I'm just getting where things are great, things are hot, things can there's potential within this connection, but someone either is afraid to take it to the next level, or just to or yeah, or take it out of that friendship situationship phase, right? It's like someone's gaining the courage and the confidence to do that, to come out of that, those walls that they've built around them, their heart, right? It's almost like they are working on, there are things that need to be released, for sure. There are things that need to be released. See, Five of Pentacles, maybe the lack mentality. Maybe someone feels like they have to have a certain amount of money to be able to provide for a family, or provide for you, or provide a life that they think that you would want. What message do you have for the Libra? The Moon. So things are still being, I feel like this person, it could be very mysterious at times, like, or you come off as very mysterious, very intuitive. With the Queen of Wands energy at the bottom of the deck, you could be someone who is very action driven. You look good as hell. You're very attractive. You're very confident. And I feel like that's what attracts your person to you. Like, they admire this about you. You could be very witchy as well. Like, you could do candle magic, you could work with herbs, oils, things like that. And I feel like, and I see this black cat. I miss my little black cat. I miss my T'Challa. But listen, I feel like your person sees you as someone that's very mysterious, right? And it's like you're very intriguing to them. So it's like they do want to continue to pour into this connection. But just like that mystery lures them in towards you, it also scares them, right? It also scares them because they don't know what to expect. They don't know if you're gonna switch up on them, right? Like, I feel like you've been showing up as this particular person, and they love how you're showing up. They love your confidence. They love you, that you're so driven and assertive, and you actually, take steps towards the things that you say you want, right? You're not just talking about it, you're actually about it, right? You're about it, and that really, I'm hearing, it turns them on. They know that they could build something with you, something solid. But again, those are the same things that scares the fuck out of them, because I feel like your person could have dealt with, individuals who showed up as someone, and then turned out to be that they weren't that person that they were showing up as, right? It's like you see this mirror, they're holding up a mirror and they're holding up a moon. So it's like to them, you're a mystery. You're a mystery. I'm hearing too good to be true. Maybe they feel like you're too good to be true. And I just realized the sun and the moon. I feel like you guys just balance each other out as well. Or this person feels, your person feels like you guys are very you balance each other out, but you're this person as well. Like you're dark and you appreciate your dark side and your light, right? Like you're not afraid to show or talk about your flaws. If anything, you bring them up, right? You're not okay. You're not afraid to speak of the things that you've experienced and the hurt that you've experienced and the emotional battles that you've had to go through and overcome, right? You understand that these are the things that have shaped you and that made you who you are. And your person loves that about you. They admire that about you because it allows them to be or show up exactly as who they are, right? You don't make them feel judged by the things or the mistakes that they've made in the past. Um, but I also feel like your person is going through through a dark night of the soul, and I'm only seeing the moon, but I just feel like there's parts of your person that are being exposed to them, like they're holding up the mirror to themselves. They're realizing that they've built these boundaries, to almost protect themselves, but now they're looking in the mirror like, well, what am I really protecting myself from? Right? Now that I have met divine feminine, what am I really protecting myself from? Because again, I feel like you've known that, like, you guys started a connection where it started off as a friendship. So it's not like this person doesn't know who you are or how you move, but you're still a mystery. And that mystery is what has them either intrigued yet scared all at the same time. But that is what's making them want to be who they are and be themselves around you because you are like that. That's what your energy is screaming pretty much to them. I feel like your person is used to I feel like your person was used to dealing with people who had certain like patterns. I don't want to say toxic patterns, but they dealt with the same type of individual. Just I saw 22 on the timer, but I feel like they've dealt with people in the past who were the same, just different bodies, right? They would show up either, as if they were loyal, or they like, yeah, like if they were loyal, they were ready. People who would talk a good game but never take action. Um, Again, people who showed up as complete pure perfection and turned out to be evil or crazy. Let me get some more. Ooh, okay. We have the 9 of Cups. So I feel like your person could have been has been focusing on themselves, right? Like they've been pouring their time and their effort into their own wish fulfillment, whatever made them happy. Your person could also work with their hands. They could be like a mechanic or could do like pottery. Um but I feel like they've really just been very much so in this like solo journey. They could have even just been traveling alone, right? Like they being taking solo trips. So this could be you, Libra, planning a solo trip, or you just came back from a solo trip. Um or you just been focusing on doing things that, bring you peace and happiness within you. But I do feel like your person has just been doing life on their own, right? Like maybe they have focused on moving around a lot so that they stay busy. Maybe not that helped them with not having to deal with or settle down with a particular person or individual or be in a relationship, because they used possibly their travel or their or work or whatever, their hobby, as a reason as to why they were too busy for a relationship, or why they were too consumed and they didn't want to be distracted, because they were so focused on whatever they had in front of them. And relationships wasn't one of those things. So they were always really slow to move towards connections or yeah, relationships, because I don't know why. We're gonna find out though. I'm sure we're gonna find out why they were so scared. Why the boundaries? Why they hold back? But the Knight of Pentacles lets me know with at the bottom of the deck that they've just really been pouring into themselves, and they could have even, been working on their appearance, like their body, their health. But with this stationary bike, like the stationary bike does not move. So maybe things have been delayed, or they've been trying to delay things between you and, between you and them. They've been trying to take things really slow. They could have even told you that, right? Like they're just trying to take things slow. They're just focusing on themselves. They don't want anything serious. But I don't think that sits well when if you guys, if that's where you guys started, right? Where you could have been this, in this energy as well yourself. You could have just been focused on you, maybe traveling, packing and going whenever you felt like it. But, one thing led to another. And now, the chemistry and the desire for this person, and it's, y'all can't deny it. Like, it's there. There's a lot of fiery energy. There's that red and that fire right there. So I know there's a lot of passion between the two of you, right? Like, you can't deny it. You cannot deny it. What else for the Libra? The Chariot. It's decision time. See, with this Chariot energy is depicted a little bit different than the regular tarot deck. So either you already, well, okay, both of you. I'm hearing both of y'all. It's decision time, right? Which direction are you gonna go? I'm hearing path less traveled. Again, back to like the balance, the yin and the yang. Like, I feel like you guys just balance each other out so well. You're like the yin to their yang, or vice versa. You bring like a lot of, harmony and peace to this person, and they do the same for you. But I feel like right now you guys are both in a place where you have to decide, or you're needing to decide which direction you're wanting to take this, relationship in. I feel like you are Queen of Pentacles. I was about to say, I feel like you are home to this person. And as I'm saying that, you see she's like sewing a quilt. So I feel like you're very nurturing, you're very caring, you're abundant. Whatever it is that you put your hands on, it turns into gold, right? You can turn something into nothing. It's like, I don't know why I'm picking this up, but you see how she's, sewing a quilt, and I'm seeing somebody collecting little pieces of like fabric and putting them together to create a quilt. You literally take nothing and turn it into something, and this person feels like you can turn their house into a home. You can turn their basic life, right? That you can turn the basic life. They've been working on this, pottery, and you can turn it into these pots into plants, right? You plant seeds and it turns into a whole tree one day. It's like you turn something that's empty into something that's beautiful. Yeah, you work with your hands. So some of you could work with your hands. Like you turn nothing. You can turn a blob of nothing into something useful, not just something that's just, so you could say you made something. You turn things into something that's useful. There's heavy energy of working with hands. Maybe someone's a mechanic or someone works on buildings, putting things together, building things together, um connecting things. Maybe I'm hearing Legos. Maybe somebody likes doing Legos. Mm-hmm. Hmm. You could be dealing with a Pisces or Cancer or Leo, heavy Cancer. You can have Cancer in your chart or any of those signs in your chart. Capricorn, Virgo. One more, Spirit. Okay, with the Seven of Swords. I told you, you're like this mystery for this person. You are Aquarius moon. Some of you can have an Aquarius moon, but with the Seven of Swords, there's heavy energy of like mystery, right? You're like this big mystery, or there's something being revealed, or some things are still being revealed. Your person doesn't, it's like they have been in denial, right? They have been trying to turn, I'm hearing, a blind eye, or they're trying to act like they don't have these feelings towards you. But after further research, as you see this person doing, I feel like that's being illuminated. They're finally realizing how it is that they truly, first of all, they're accepting their feelings towards you, how they no longer just see you as a friend, but they see you as more than that, right? They're finally realizing what it is that you bring to their life, right? That it's not just, again, it's not just fun and laughs. It's your ability to turn a house into a home, your ability to turn nothing into something. Like, I feel like for a lot of masculine or a lot of men, they do admire when women are able to not be only but self-sufficient, but also be able to create things on their own, right? It is like be able to turn, to have their own thing going on, right? Their own mind, their own thought process. For women to stand for something, they admire that, right? And I feel like that's what they admire in you, is the fact that you have these skills, to offer. It's not just like, I'm hearing, what do you have to bring to the table? When people say that, it's like, well, shit, I'm here, ain't I? I'm here. I'm bringing me to the table. And the only reason why I say that is because I may not have, or we may not have $1 million in the bank account, right? But I know that my gifts, I know that my skills, my knowledge, my intelligence, my common sense, let me just say that, can get me far, right? So imagine what we can do together. Imagine what we can do with your assertiveness and your masculine energy, and what I can do with my nurturing and my caring energy. And then what would it be if we bring it together, right? And I feel like your person is starting to do a little bit more research on their emotions. Finally, instead of looking away, again, looking at themselves in the mirror, and I feel like a lot of the masculines that, your masculine or masculines are starting to realize, like, awakening them, to who and how they're showing up in relationships, right? How they're showing up in connections. I feel like there's an energy of wanting to figure out how to be better, how to become better, how to build things that actually stand the test of time. I feel like a lot of masculines are getting tired of playing games, and they're also awakening to the fact that they want something, that's gonna stand the test of time, longevity. Y'all, I don't know why I'm fucking up my words, but you know what I'm trying to say. hmm. What is this saying? Blocked. Maybe your person is working on removing and blocking people from their past, right? Maybe releasing people that no longer belong. I also feel like, because it says people do it all the time. So going back to what I had said, maybe your person used to deal with individuals who showed up as a certain way, and then midway through the connection, they switched up, right? And I feel like that's what they're starting to realize, that it's not the same with you. I feel like you showed up as your true, authentic self from day one. And I feel like your person is realizing, like, okay, she not changing, or he's not changing. Like, she is who she says she is, or he is who he says he is. And I feel like that's what's helping your person look at their own emotions, looking at their own bullshit, right? Like, okay, if she showed up like this and she's not changing, then I need to be showing up like authentic, right? Because now I'm the one that's showing up as fake, because now I'm the one showing up as someone who says they enjoy the time and their energy and this person's um effort. So now they're like, okay, they're having to show up and show out now, right? Like, now you can't tell me you like what I bring to the table, but then you don't want to do anything about it, because now you're playing with me, right? And I feel like your person is starting to realize that now, because you have been showing up as your true authentic self, they're checking themselves, like, am I showing up as my true authentic self? Like, am I giving this person what I would want somebody to give me, which is the truth, which is respect, which is loyalty, which is honesty. And I feel like, because again, you're showed up like that, I feel like now it's this person's turn, your person's turn to show up that way, especially if you're setting boundaries, right? If you're telling this person, like, look, I've shown you who I am. I've shown you how I'm showing up. I've shown you what I want. I've expressed what I'm looking for. And now it's time to um elevate, right? To solidify, to see which direction we're going, because again, what are we doing here? Right? What are we doing here? On the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Five of Cups and the Magician. Yeah, I feel like your person has dealt with difficult situations from the past. And I feel like they've been focusing on the things that didn't work out, or the things that they failed in, or the people that disappointed them. But they're starting to see, like, not all is lost. Like, not just because this happened to them in the past, or this is their experiences from the past, does not mean that that's who you are. I feel like you're ready to pour into their cup. And I feel like this person knows that. They know that with you, things would be successful. The connection between the two of you will be successful, but they're battling themselves. They're battling their own beliefs, their own views, their own perspective, right? They're starting again. I feel like they've been self-sabotaging, right? They're definitely going through a dark night of the soul. Like, they're being forced to face their own, I'm hearing, face their own demons, face their own, take their own mask off. Because in a way, I feel like they've been trying to hold back their emotions, suppress their emotions, They've only let you see the very surface. And now I feel like you're asking for more. You're setting those boundaries and saying, you know what? I need more. I need more than just the surface. So which way? Which way are we going to go? What we going to be doing here? Okay, Empress showing up. You could, again, you could be pregnant, or you could be finding out that you're pregnant. Okay, Libra, let's close this out. Trying to see if I get anything else. I'm doing a Moonology. I'm closing it out with Moonology. These have been really bringing the readings together and closing it out and putting it into a small, simple message. But, all right, let's see. What message, Spirit, do you have for the Libra? Excuse me. I feel like things are getting ready to balance out, though, in your connection or your relationship. There's some releasing for sure on both ends. There, that, you know, things that need to be released, possibly from your past, possibly people from the past, maybe beliefs, you know, limiting beliefs. What message do you have for the Libra? Bring it all home for Libra. Ooh, a new start is coming. See, I feel like you and your person, or you guys are getting ready to take things to another level of commitment, to a higher level. Have faith in your dreams. So if you were doubting on, you know, whether or not this was your person, or if this was, if you should continue on with the connection, I feel like there's a new start coming. And look, as I'm saying that, on the other deck, it's a new life. Right, so there's something new happening. There's a transformation happening. There are things, like I said, I feel like your person is going through a dark night of the soul. There are things that are being released. And maybe you are too. I feel like you guys could be mirroring each other with this mirror energy on this card. It could be releasing or adjusting certain things in your life so that you can receive this new or this love coming in. All right, new moon. What is it? New moon? 24. And you know what's so crazy with this new moon? I was literally just reading, or I started reading the Twilight series again. This is my second time. And the next book is called The New Moon. So you could be reading the series, or you may need to read. If you like to read, I strongly recommend the series. I love it. Like I said, this is going to be my second time reading it, and I think I read it like, what, 10 years ago, if not more? Probably more, you guys. Maybe almost 20 years. Wow. Yeah. So it's different now reading it again. Okay. That's not what I want. 24. Okay, it reads, there is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way. Be that on a new or a better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles, and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is a time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now, or something totally new and fresh is on its way. So yeah, I told y'all that these cards have been bringing it all home. So basically, yes, it's like a new start. It's like a new level of commitment, a new start. But I also feel like, you guys, Libra, if you do decide to kind of like set boundaries and separate and go your own ways, I feel like you're doing it because you understand that your intuition is telling you to do just that, right? Like either we're gonna stay here and we're gonna work on it together and we're gonna pour the same amount of energy into this connection, or I am okay with separating and going our own different ways and we just leave this as a friendship. But what we're not gonna do is stay as a situationship, right? Because as the card read, it that can become toxic, right? The lines could get blurred. It just can become a little bit chaotic when two people are on two different pages. One is emotionally available, the other one is not. And you're just not doing that. As a divine feminine, that doesn't uncertainty does not sit well with the divine feminine because the intuition will always speak loud and we cannot ignore the intuition because it's going to keep yelling until we do something about it, right? So Libra, I hope this message makes sense to you. Let me know in the comments. I almost forgot the 30-minute free reading giveaway. If you want to enter the free reading giveaway, I want you to type. What do I want y'all to type? My new start is here. A new start. Actually, a new start is coming. My new start is here. Say that. My new start is here. My new start is here. Type in the comments if you want to enter the 30-minute free reading giveaway. My new start is here. Okay, Libra? I hope, again, it made sense. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.